Moving on to the next speaker, we have Dr. Rita Jairat, who is an international bodybuilding judge, all the way from India, connecting. So please put your hands together to the bold, beautiful, and strong Dr. Rita. Dr. Rita, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much for having me. Good evening from India and greetings of the day to everybody across the world. I am I have recovered from COVID, and this is one of my first talks after that. So it's like very, very special for me actually to come out because I'm still, just recovering. And as Dr. Manoj said, I truly relate to this that it is indeed a period of survival of the fittest, and there is a universality in all these things, everything that we have said, and time tested motivational phrases, which are so universal that they may sound like cliches, but it is so relevant, and I am sure will remain relevant forever. Every adversity, in fact, is an opportunity, and we are destined to go through that. Otherwise, there would really be no inspiration story at all. I was born to a mother who had schizophrenia, and she used to get auditory hallucinations, and she had that since the time she was carrying me. So I was actually literally brought up by my father, who was in the Air Force, and I had a very, very difficult childhood. After which, I really looked forward to having my own children and bringing them up, in a very special way. I had my dreams. Unfortunately, my child was born with autism, and it was quite a journey. So at that time, my life truly came to a dead end, and I had to actually give away all my, my professional dreams and, my career aspirations. And way back in 1988, 89, there was no awareness about autism. And there was no Google or internet, and the perception of about mental health was just binary, very binary in India. It's either you are insane or not, and that's about it. There were no spectrums, there was no compassion, and there was no empathy to actually make everything relevant in its own place. And I, of course, I was at that time I was interacting with people from US whom I had to actually make them send me the literature in physical form, and I studied all about it. And I taught my son, and I realized that they have a system of inclusion. And long things cut short, I stayed with him throughout his schooling and college. And then finally, the child who was told that will never be able to speak, he did his graduation and post graduation in multimedia computing from London and from Leeds Metropolitan University. So this, when I spoke about it outside, and initially I used to hesitate speaking about it, but when I actually, he had some exceptional talents, and he was learning classical music, because I had to keep him engaged, because he wasn't still employable. And then when he went on stage, and a lot of people came up to me with parents who had children with autism, and they asked me how I did it, and I felt that I had a lot to give back to the society. And in the process of teaching him how to exercise, nearly 20 years ago, I had to fight back because women were not allowed to do heavyweight training, because women were supposed to be weak with low testosterone levels and low muscularity. They thought I'm ridiculous. So I converted that that challenge into an opportunity. I became the first woman bodybuilder to represent India outside. I trained with the coaches outside because there was nothing at all here. It wasn't socially acceptable. And felt actually that the competition suit which you wear and go on stage and represent your country is the the epitome of purity, because there is no scope for cheating. You just got to get up and do it yourself. Today, I'm a bodybuilding judge. I want to give back a lot about health and fitness to the society. So I'm authoring a book. I'm also a Bharatnatyam dancer and a Kalaripayat student. So I'm authoring a book to combine and converge all fitness modalities together. I teach, and I have a lot of students who come up to me for their athletic journey, for mentoring them, and also for having general fitness goals when it comes to weight loss and general health and lifestyle disorders. So I would love to say that I'm also now working very hard upon creating and giving back by making a YouTube channel and writing a lot of articles on different platforms, because that is my mission, to spread awareness about health and fitness. There is so many of myths all over the society, so much of perceptions. As we have seen, I think height of it coming from WhatsApp universities in the COVID era. And I wouldn't be able to ever overemphasize that being fit has helped me to revive a very, very bad bout of COVID. So, I would really like to thank CWSIR for having me on this platform and giving me an opportunity to express what I want to do and reach out to all. Thank you so much. I'm very blessed. And my heartfelt respect to all the other speakers, Dr. Manoj, fantastic, and Laurie, fantastic. I really relate to that, because she had her child, and she also, something similar, the same archetype and an analogy to that, the same thing which I have been through, that we convert every adversity to opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Rita. Leaders are not just people present in the corporate life. Leaders are available in all walks of life, and you have excelled as a leader, as a mom. Thank you so much. The human spirit is one of the ability, perseverance, and courage that no disability can steal away from us. If you can do just one thing right, the world needs you. And the world needs you, Dr. Rita. Thank you so much once again. It was quite inspirational. And for our fifth and final speaker for the...
Actually, I don't have a question, but frankly speaking, overwhelmed with the opening speakers. Dr. Roshni, Dr. Rita, you are huge inspiration to each and everyone who's been, seeing this session. I mean, it always goes without saying that women are the having maximum empathy and they can be the world best leaders, but you guys are proving it. So hats off. You are an absolutely terrific mother and a great leader. And Dr. Rita, same goes to you. I mean, it takes a brave effort, knowing in the earlier days that your son had an issue, but coming, facing, and what you have done, hats off, guys. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much.
Rita spoken beautifully, and actually with very motivated way. She's filled with hope. And
Dr. Rita, I was diagnosed at age 5 as being mentally retarded. I scored a 70 on my IQ, and it wasn't until years later when I retook the IQ test in 1985, I scored a 156. So a big disparity there. And by the way, back in the day when I scored it, we were the clinical label was moron. So that was in the old days. And also that the fact that you're a bodybuilder. I used to compete in the NPC 40 years ago, by the way, when I was with the Los Angeles Police Department. And so I can relate to Dr. Roshini as a police officer as well. So having that. So Rita, I just want to ask you a question regarding what you, number one, especially with the area that you've worked in autism and being able to bring that about, because I've worked with children in terms with autism. I was a volunteer for about 6 years for this one boy and helped him to compete in track and field, and he was a low functioning autism. So what are some of the physical things that you've done, not only with your son, maybe with others in the areas of the autistic spectrum, and even beyond that?
I didn't get your question exactly. You mean that the physical activities for children?
Physical activities aspect, yes.
Yes, because you, I think you can understand more than anybody else. First of all, that you're associated with NPC is tremendous, because that's where I did my first few competitions, because we didn't have any competitions in India. So I'm really so glad about that. And yes, as far as the physical activities are concerned, as you know, that autistic children have a problem of fixation. So they have a very, very strong likes and dislikes. And my son is 33 years old now, and nobody would have more experience than me in understanding, in the easy way or the hard way or whatsoever, that no matter what you tell them to do, they will actually do only what they want to do. And if you try to fight it out, you lose the harmony. So as long as somebody is not doing anything morally or ethically incorrect or damaging the fabric of the society, we must let them be, and they come out to be far more productive and hardworking children. So what I feel is that for every specific child, when I take him with me along with me to the gym, I never push him that you got to do that. Whatever he likes, you have to let them be, and they will do it to absolute perfection, to a phenomenal level. And then we as human beings, I say lesser human beings, we actually realize that sometimes the most tiniest of things, which we feel cannot be monetized or cannot go up to the next level, they find a whole an entire world in that. So it's like the more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So when it's the best policy is to let them do what they're doing, and they have this the problem of fixation should not be looked as a problem. They may get fixated with a particular thing, they may get obsessed, and when they just go on doing it, they reach a level where they are really phenomenal. So just that my general policies, as long as there is physical activity, as long as they are not lazy, which may be detrimental to their health and end them up with lifestyle disorders, I think we should just give them that space and let them work within that framework.
Awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. When I worked with Jose, who was low functioning autism, and I allowed him to do the physical activities he wanted to do. We used to go hiking, playing basketball, and everything like that. And it wasn't until he found track and field, he ended up winning a medal at a traditional high school at Hollywood High. And yeah, so yeah, I fully agree. Excellent work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think
Dr. Rita, you can see the hope through their eyes. You can see what she is capable of. And this is all because of things that she's been through. A lot of people have been through a lot of things and bad days, bad circumstances. The difference between the person who I can actually change is the person who I can see what he is capable of. When you look at yourself at the mirror, you can see, is this the one who can make the change? Do I have to let others to decide what is our life is going, how is someone else is going to steer my life away? This is the difference between the man or the woman who are actually trying to make the change in their life. Others, unfortunately, they are just watching. These people actually who are watching, they will still in the bottom. They will look at the people who are actually making the change, They will see the people actually making their own visions, their own dreams, not their own dreams. Sometimes, like Dr. Rita and the others, has successful view that actually they have made their own children or beloved dreams. They are making their dreams come true by making others happy, making others chill, making others feeling the joy that actually they are missing in their life. So this is the question that we have to ask ourselves about. Do we have